Yo, what's going on YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to another episode of P&Q. This is the question and answer series where you get to ask me questions or make comments and I respond the following week. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can either pop your comments or questions down below in the comment section or email me at miniwarzone@gmail.com and I'll put a link in the video description below. Either way, it's below. As you can probably tell from my surroundings, I'm at home. Not leaving the house today. It's just one of those days. But I did get to print my questions off this morning. So that's one good thing. Sorry if the light keeps doing that thing where the camera's trying to pick up adjust because of the lighting. Apologies for that, but yeah, I just didn't feel like leaving the house today, and it was pouring with rain yesterday, so we're going to get on with it today. In here, that's what I meant. Now, emails, I've only got one, but it's an unusual, it's a funny one really, well it's an unusual one. And if you don't mind, I'm doing it with a cup of coffee, like I do with my chills. So, starting with the email, says, hi Pete, two questions. Would you say that your channel has changed much since you started it, and do you like Thunderbirds? Thunderbirds? Do you, I don't know whether you mean the board game, I think there's a board game, isn't there? Or the movie, or the TV series that I used to watch when I was a small kid. May have even been a cartoon. I don't know. Well, we're talking about the board game. I don't know. I've never played it. I don't know anything about it other than the fact that there is one. If you want more information on that, you're probably best off talking to someone like Stephen from the Spider's Web, because he's a bit of a gamer. When I say gamer, I mean, you know, he plays lots of games, so he's probably the best one to talk about that. Talking about the movie, no, I hated it, absolutely hated it, thought it was rubbish. TV series, I loved that as a child, I loved it. And I'm tempted to watch it again, get it again, because I thought it was brilliant. Whether I'd still be as enamoured with it now as I was back then, I don't know, but there you go. Yeah, and if there was a cartoon series, I don't know, because I don't recall watching that, but there you go. As for my channel changing, yes, it's evolved really over the I don't know how long I've been doing it now, a couple of years, nearly maybe. And when I started out, it was, I only really knew of a couple of channels really. First started out, I had no subscribers. Excuse me. But I knew like mini wargaming and Beasts of War and that kind of thing, and I wanted to not copy them, emulate them in my videos, but in my own way, if that makes sense. And I was doing all sorts of weird videos to begin with. So if you go back to my earliest videos, then you'll see quite a wide variety of types of videos there, but they're all there apart from the very first one I did, which was, I believe it was a piece of scenery MDF kit I'd bought and painted, but I really hated the way I did it. It's just not that I'm Mr. Professional or anything like that, but looking back, I just looked at it and I cringed. I thought, no, that's got to go. But yeah, I've evolved, and I'm continuing to evolve as time goes by. I'd like to think I am anyway. Yeah. So on to the comments that were left last week. Rebecca Gooding says, I'll take part in P&Q episode 100 if, that's in bold capital letters, if requested, smiley face. So if you want to see Mrs. Mini Warzone on the 100th episode, you'll have to request it. So, you know, or thumbs up that comment or something. Make a comment. I think she would like questions, because otherwise she doesn't have nothing to do, really, other than perhaps read out these questions. I think she'd like her own question, but yeah, so if you want to see Mrs. Mini Warzone on the 100th episode, then please say so, and she'll probably do it. Wargamer Sean, thanks for the video. Always good to get to know someone better. What game got you into the hobby? What is your favourite army? And what do you like better, painting or modelling? What a great question. That's good. I like that. Thank you, Wargamer Sean. What game got me into the hobby? Well, it was Warhammer 40k. Literally straight from the Games Workshop, the Dark Vengeance box set, which they still use to entice new players into 40k, I believe. It wouldn't surprise me if we had a new box set out soon. That was my first game, and it got me into the hobby. It just hook, line and sinker, you know. It was I was rolling dice, not really knowing what the heck I was doing, but I was loving it, having a good time. I was like, yeah, I want more of this. What is my favourite army? In 40k, my favourite army, I think, is Tyranids. It's my favourite army, followed closely by Dark Angels, then Ultramarines and Blood Angels tied third. That's for 40k. For Hordes, my favourite army is Legion of Everblight, followed closely by Circle Orberus. War Machine, my favourite army is Signar, because it's the only one I know. What do I like better, painting or modelling? Oh, what a great question. I'd have to say painting out of those two. I like painting the model, because sometimes I find putting the model together can sometimes be fiddly, especially when I've got, you know, big hands like me and they're not too good at the finer stuff. Yeah, so I think painting is good for me. The Wargamer Viking says, great video. What is your favourite time period and why? Thanks for the video. My favourite time period? Favourite time period? I think the 80s, because that's where most of my nostalgia lies, and it's a period I've lived through and I have very fond memories of. All sorts of areas, you know, growing up, my childhood, friends I hung around with, games we used to play, you know, Dungeons and Dragons, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm going to pop my coffee down a second and go on to the next page. And we're on to Idic Beer. And he says, great episode, Pete. What is on your t-shirt? I am the ... from last episode. Yes, I remember. That particular t-shirt says, I am the Christian the devil warned you about. Which I am. Heresy Productions, or just Palmer, says, nice one, Pete. Question. Have you seen the new Silver Tower game? What are your thoughts if you have? I haven't seen it. I've not even seen the original. I had Hero Quest and I was heavily into that back in the day. The Silver Tower game, from what I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's kind of like that, a bit more complicated, but more Age of Sigmar-esque. Am I right in saying that? It's got from what I could see pictures, it's got like a Age of Sigmar type models in it. Just what it looks like. So I don't really have any thoughts other than that. Scregard says, great vid, mate, keep it up. The age-old buildings and exhaust port looking things found on the moon. What is your personal opinion on them? Now that's strange that you should bring that up. Have I done something, said something, or put a video up with something like that? I only say it's curious because I'm heavily into all that kind of stuff. Moon anomalies, Mars anomalies, any anomaly in space. I love that. What is my personal opinion on them? Well, there's a lot of these anomaly type things, whether you go to Mars or the Moon or Pluto, wherever, and you can say, yeah, a lot of it is rocks, it's this, it's that, it's pareidolia, it's you know, it's just. But if just one of those things, just one out of the thousands and thousands of different ones, is what it looks like, then personally, I think the moon that's no moon, it's a space station. I think it's an artificial construct. That's what I think. Yeah. I mean, it's got that hologrammatic shimmering thing going on, hasn't it? If you go onto like the Crow 777's channels, videos, and he films the moon directly from Earth, so he's always looking for weird stuff. Pictures come back from the moon look a bit odd to me. The moon is strange. I don't think it's a moon. Well, it's a moon, but I think it's more than the Hunger Rock. I think it's some sort of satellite. Just my own opinion. There's an alien civilization living within it. That's what I think. I believe in aliens, so. Hooves of Doom! Nice Q&A! If you had to create a new chapter of Space Marines based on a previously unused animal motif, what animal would you use and what would the chapter be called? Oh, blimey. Animal motif. Just gonna pop my cup over there. Oh, that was a nice cup of coffee. A new chapter of Space Marines. Now, I've wanted to do this for some time, but I just haven't got the finances to do it. But if I did, and I was going to create my own, unused animal motif, I would call them the Black Watch. And they'd be mysterious, kind of like the Dark Angels. And what animal motif would I use? The termite. I know it's not an animal, it's an insect type thing, but yes, the termite. And they would extract terminitis upon their enemies. See what I did there? Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, I wanted to do a chapter called the Black Watch. Trouble is, I want them in black, and I find it difficult to paint black. I think black is the hardest colour to paint, bar none, because it just, when I paint black, it looks crap. It looks like it's just primered, and I try and do the highlights, and that, to me anyway, to my eye. I mean, I've had other people say, no, it looks good, it looks fine, you know, it looks good, but it's just my own personal critique of myself. But yeah, Black Watch, termites, because they like last forever, you know, termites. So not really an animal motif, but hey. Rebecca Gooding again. Hey my love, she says, keep up the good work. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Thank you. Jam Jar 34. Great one as always, Pete. Have you seen the command crawler for Gar, which is in the Gates of Antares set? I think it's pretty awesome. Will you be getting this? I am thinking of getting into it soon. Thanks for a wonderful series which has made my mind up, but money is keeping me away, lol. Yeah, I know, I understand the money thing, because that's stopping me doing a load of stuff right now, but will I be getting it? Yeah, I probably will, because I think Gar is going to be one of the armies I definitely expand upon. Although I've expanded on my Concord, I know that. I'm glad you're liking the Beyond the Gates of Antares videos in that series. It was my, you know, it was my intention for someone else to get something out of it other than myself. A lot of the videos I do for me, but that's kind of one of the ones I do for hopefully other people. If just one person gets something out of it, then I feel that my job is done, and that's good. So I use my videos, I use them for therapy. Well, I use the whole hobby for therapy, as you know, you probably know. And I make my videos primarily for myself, and if other people get something out of it, then that's a bonus. That's a huge bonus for me. But sometimes I do a series, or I do videos really more for other people than myself. When it comes to doing the when we go through the rules on the Antares set, when I've painted it all up and we'll go through the rules together, that'll be for me as well. But you know, I'm hoping to get more people into it, which is great, and I'm glad you're liking it. Kiblam says, great vid, Pete. Sorry you've gotten dragged into the RUS and Gamza stuff. It is what it is, mate. Don't worry about it. Tattoo for you says, thanks for the answers, brother. I think this week I just want to share my gratitude. Well, thank you very much. Seeing your videos on a regular basis really helps me. Life tends to wait till we have forgotten all the bad times to strike at us again. Yeah, I agree. Things have happened over the past couple of weeks that have tested my resolve. It's broken me down to where I was before I found the hobby again. People like you and others really help me. I don't really know how else to say it, but I love each and every one of my hobby friends, and I'm truly blessed that y'all are part of this world with me. Thank you. Well, that means a lot. Thank you very much, Tattoo for you. Yeah, sometimes it's just nice to say, like, thanks for doing what you're doing, and I wholeheartedly share your sentiments with everyone that I'm sort of follow. I love you guys too. Don't forget it. I feel if you and I lived closer, we'd hang out on a regular basis. That's how I feel, and it's great having this technology these days, isn't it? So I mean, you're the other side of the world practically, and we have a relationship, a hobby relationship, and yeah. Fantastic. Here's the technology. It's not always good, but that's one instance when it is. And yeah, and I hope you get back up there again soon, Richard. I really do. All the best. Hope you're getting into the zone again. And yeah, thank you though. Means a lot. Big Mech Dance Girl, last one. No. Says, are you a fan of the Oxford Comma? The Oxford Comma. I'll just pop back. questions over there. Am I a fan of the Oxford Comma? Well, when I first saw that, I thought, does he mean... Do you mean like the serial comma for like grammar and punctuation? Or are you talking about a, I don't know, a band or a song or something like that? If you are, I've never heard of it. If you're talking about grammar, punctuation, yeah, that's my bag. It's the serial comma. Am I a fan of it? Well, that's kind of like saying to me, am I a fan of good English? And of course I am, yes, absolutely. It's see, the English language really is rather complex, and I can see why other language or other cultures and things view it as a very difficult language to learn. When you're talking about a serial comma or a series comma, it's or as you say, the Oxford comma. I think that's kind of a more modern term for it. It's what you get. It's what's used before a coordinating conjuncture or a coordinator. I think you just call them. The coordinating conjuncture. That's things like for and so, that kind of thing. We think it links things together in a sentence, and we're calling it the Oxford comma. I'm not very good at examples. If you say, I talk to my brothers, Dave and John, and the sentence is, I talk to my brothers, comma, Dave and John. Now, that's not using an Oxford comma, and is bad English in my view, because of that, and especially if you're either not knowing the person or you're just reading it like as a text message, which is why text messaging can be, or emails can be, so misconstrued. Someone from a different country or something could read that and translate it and think, well, he talks to his brothers, Dave and John. Are Dave and John his brothers, or are they someone he talks to as well as? Now, if you use an Oxford comma and that was what you meant, you'd say, I talk to my brothers, comma, Dave, comma, and John. That would make it more clear. That's not a very good example, I know. Or, I love my sisters, Bev and Linda. There you go. I love my sisters, comma, Bev, comma, and Linda. That would say that would say to you that Bev and Linda are your sisters and you love them. But if you just, I love my sisters, comma, Bev and Linda, it's like saying I love my sisters and also Bev and Linda. Do you see what I mean? I'm not making very good sense here, but that's kind of use of a serial comma or an Oxford comma. So yes, of course I'm a fan of it, unless of course you mean something totally different, in which case I have no idea what you're talking about, dude. But yes, hope that answers your question. And that, because I'm recording this on my my computer, I can see exactly, nice and clear, how long it's been. 23 minutes. Good grief. 23 minutes? What are we going to do for the rest of the time? Don't have to do anything. I'm rambling. Why am I rambling? Because I've got a cracking headache and I've taken medication and I've had caffeine. That's why. I'm rambling like a loon. And we was talking also, there was that talk about the moon as well, which of an evening is directly up there, about 8 o'clock, until the orbit changes. It shines out. So right now I reckon it's probably overhead. I'm going to stop this now before I get any weirder. Anyway, thanks for all your questions and comments. Keep them coming. Like I said, if you want to see Mrs. Mini Warzone, request it. ask her a question, all that kind of good stuff. Until the 100th episode, any questions relating to that episode, I'll just put to one side, and then I can put them in a little file and then print them off separately or something like that. So if that is something you want to see, then yeah. Till next time, guys, love you all brushes lead to war. Bye for now.